Hello my crafty friends, it's Michelle with the Southern Shell, and I am here because I thought I would go ahead and show you a process of how I do some of my cards. If I'm not following a template or doing a bunch of bulk ones, and I want to do something with more excuse me, more flair, then I'll try to do 2 or 3 at the same time because they are a little more time consuming and they take a little bit more thought in the process. So the first thing I do is I pull, if there's certain cards I need to make, I go through my stash and I start pulling out different ephemera pieces. And since I'm going for Victorian look right now, I went ahead and pulled out some cards that I liked. And then once I pulled my cards, I went through my paper stash, but all my remnants, gosh, all of my extra papers, and I found, different colors of background papers that would match the colors of the card, of the ephemera that I'm using. There, get it out. So this one's actually done, and well, I went through and I grabbed my ribbons and I kind of go through and I pull different ribbons that match the ephemera. And it doesn't mean I'm going to use it all, but I pull it so I've got the different ribbons there. I also go through and maybe look at some washi tape. I don't know if I'm going to use washi tape, but it's here. Some of the sheer ribbon, some of the pearls that match. Here's a little bit of some burlap ribbon. And then I have my inks out that match some of the colors, so I know that when I'm inking my edges, I've got that there. I have my distress tool from by Tim Holtz. So I have all my little goodies here, and my glue, my hot glue gun's on, just in case. Of course, my scissors. So this one is done, and I used some of this blue ribbon. I used some of this, this eyelash trim here. I used several pieces of my ephemera. The little handmade roses that I had made match this particular piece of ephemera very nicely. I took my cardstock, my little piece of scrap here, scrap cardstock, yeah, and I had measured it, but I also tore pieces off and rolled it so it looked like the paper was being torn and you could see what was underneath it. I also put this little piece of ephemera right here that is an elixir label, purified extracts for health and beauty, because I'm making a couple get well cards, and so you don't see a lot of Victorian get well cards, and so I just tried to think about what I could put in there to make it this little shabbiness. So I put that elixir label on there. I cut it and inked it up real well. And then I have this little label here that looks like it came off of a bottle, one of those little bottles. So I put a little foam tape behind it and popped it up a little bit. I've got some foam tape behind here. The ribbon that wrapped around, I have a little bit of that burlap there just coming on out. And on the inside, I went ahead and matted the blue here that is here on the inside. And I have a piece of just regular copy paper with my little note on it, and I used my ATG gun on there. So if whoever gets this wants to either save this or reuse this, this is real easy to cover up because it's a light enough font. It's not, you're not going to see through it. It's not, if you put any card on there to layer it up, they can use that. So that's what I've done with this one. I try to think if somebody wants to reuse it or gift it, or if they want to hold on to it, they can do that as well. So that's how I come up with my process of making my cards. Now I have 2 more here that I'm working on. I have another get well and I have a birthday. What I also did is, because I was tearing and I'm building up, this piece here, which is, usually your layer, your mat for your card, was being torn and pulled, so I wanted something that I knew would be the same size as my card base. And so what I did is I took this really thin, this is a very thin index card, I got these at the Dollar Tree, so they're very flimsy, which is great because that's what I need, because I don't want to build up too much bulk. So then I cut this down to fit my card. Now this is just a regular 8.5 by 11 cardstock that I've cut down in half to make 2 card bases. And so I'm just going to do, so that'd be 8.5, so it's 4 1/4 by 5.5. So these are 6 inches long. And since this is my little mini, I'm going to have to measure this way and mark it. So that would be 5.5. I'm going to mark it right there by 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off at 5.5. So I'm going to put it right up there at my mark. And then this is going to be 4 1/4. And that's 4. So that'll be fine because that's the same size as my mat. We'll just do 5 1/4. So it's the same size, same size as the mat is what I did, not the same size as the card base. Okay, let's take that other quarter off. Now this one I've already started kind of placing and building up, so I'm going to leave my pink one alone for right now. And this is my birthday one, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing with it yet. I'm still kind of playing with my card here. So this is going to kind of go in the back, so I know that I know exactly if I start tearing on this, I know what I have in the back. So I'm thinking that I really like that across the bottom. And we're going to pop these ladies kind of coming out the top here. But I want her in there, and I'm not going to tear her too much, so I just want her kind of laying in there to the side. And those ladies can kind of come on over where they are torn and just pop right on over her. Okay guys, so I showed you just a process of trying to decide how to layer it up on here, and I have this little Dollar Tree container that I keep all my little nettings in that I've saved over the time. I also keep like my my netting from my sewing stuff, and I thought that this needed a little something behind here to kind of give it more of a pop. And so I've got this tore down a little bit more. I'm going to bring my ink in. I'm going to ink those edges up real well. And I am going to just very haphazardly cut some of this off. I'm going to fold it. I'm just going to cut it right across there. And I'm going to kind of leave it where it's at. And because I have this rolled, I want to go ahead and make sure the back side of this is inked as well. So now as I'm lining it up, I have my lace here, and I want to be able to see parts of the cards underneath there. So that's kind of what I'm going to do there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is just gather it up, and I'm going to put a blob of some hot glue right there. Just some hot glue. Oh yeah. And then take my little Dollar Tree silicone spatula. I'm going to push that on in there, and then as that's cooling, I'm going to spread that out a bit. There we go. And now that's down. So underneath here, I'm just going to give it a little bit more. And then because I have such definition here, I'm going to put these lovely ladies on some foam. Let me get my foam. This is a Sizzix one that I've had for quite some time. So I'm going to go ahead and use my older scissors and cut it down. No rhyme or reason when you're doing these, because it's just so, you want it, I have to have some sort of balance, but it also has to be some sort of just randomness as well. But that's just me. We all do things so different. So, you know, play with it and see what you have. And that's what makes it so fun when you're doing this, is because you don't have to have anything really in your stash. If you have some paper, you can cut strips of the pictures of the card. If you have anything like that, you don't have to do a lot of anything. So I'm just putting it together so that I'm just going to lay these girls right like that. So the Sizzix is a really strong one, so that's one of the reasons I grabbed this one. Very strong, permanent foam adhesive. So this is what I have so far for the second card then. And so far so good. I think I am going to put some pearls, because this is a little heavier down here. So I'm going to put some pearls up here at the top. There we go. All right. So since this is a pretty heavy card front, I am going to use glue to get this down on the card front. There we go. And so I am going to use my art glitter glue, and that is going to sit right down on that card front. Oh, I really like the way that turned out. All right, let's load this up, ladies. All right, right in the middle, best you can. And then it has so much definition. Get it pushed right on down. Oh yeah. Yes, 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 yes. And once again, because I want them to be able to reuse this if they'd like, I'm just going to use my ATG gun to put down a little backing on the inside, and then I will get a message done and put it on top of this little inside piece here. Make sure I'm nice and even. Right on down. And that one is ready. Okay. So I have these two done, and I'm going to go ahead and finish my last one, and I will come back and show you how it turned out. All right, my crafty friends, these are the three that I have come up with, and let me show you the 3 different cards. So this is the first, Get Well Soon. Not pretty. All the tore up, rolled up paper. And then this is the one I did on camera with you all. And I did put a little bit of that glossy accents right on in there over that happy birthday. There's that little netting I used. And then this is the one I did off camera, the last one, the pink one. Look at that. Look at that little, this is a Prima Rose I used on that. Did the pink ribbon with the green on top with the pearls, little loop-de-loo. I used a punch, a ribbon punch, and I laced some ribbon through those ladies down there. Oh, this was so much fun. So much fun. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I do hope you will consider doing so now by hitting that subscribe button. If you want to know when I'm uploading a new video, hit that bell notification, and YouTube should notify you when I'm uploading a new video. As always, guys, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.